hope you guys are all doing well. So for today's video, I've tried to create this dewy glow from within kind of very dewy look. There's a couple of techniques and a couple of products that I've mixed and put out there. Hopefully you guys will get to try it out for yourself. I hope you guys enjoy it, and do give me your feedback and comments. Honestly, when I started this video, I wanted to use these certain products to create this look. I honestly wasn't sure that it was gonna turn out this good. I think this is gonna be my go-to look for my spring for sure for some time. Yeah, like I'm glowing from every angle possible, and my skin looks like absolutely flawless. I know I use that word a lot, absolutely, but that's just to emphasize, to tell you how much I love this. And I'm also in love with these eyelashes. This is our Glammy Fabulous Lashes in Beach Babe. It's kind of like a full glam pair of lashes that you can actually wear on a regular basis. I don't know if that makes sense, but for those of you who love to wear lashes and just love that full glam look, you're gonna absolutely love it. We are getting our lashes in stock for March. It's going to be available for sale online and in store at the salon for sure, for all our clients. And but obviously for our clients that are getting party makeup done and bridal makeup done, they do go home with one of these pairs of lashes, and then we also give them the box so they can reuse it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look for today. Please give it your thumbs up and share it, and let me know your comments and feedback on how you feel about this look. Stay tuned and keep on watching. I'm going to start with this MAC Pro Longwear Concealer from as a primer for my eyes. So just one pump usually does for the eyes. So we're almost done priming the eyes. Now I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill palette for the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead using the MAC 224 as one of my blending brushes. I'm gonna use one of the soft browns to start creating that transition. Going ahead with the Morphe 441 brush, and I'm going to use, like, this was the shade I used earlier. I'm going to move on to a more peachy and more kind of darker peachy color. Then I'm gonna go ahead with my 224 from MAC again, and just going over everything one more time to make sure. Then I'm going ahead with my 242 from MAC. It's a flat shading brush, and I'm going to spray a little bit of my Tatch on it. Usually I would do the Fix Plus, and I'm going ahead with this really nice green color all over the lid. And obviously not going too high in the crease, just staying right under. With this tiny brush, Morphe E17. It's a tiny but blending brush, and I'm going to use, this was the green that I used, I'm going to go ahead with the matte dark green. creating a nice transition. But again, I'm staying right in the crease, deepening that color, going back and forth. The outer corner I like to deepen a little bit more. It takes a little bit longer, but it's kind of like a better way to do it because it definitely looks a lot more blended and better. It takes a little longer, but usually when I don't have time or on a regular daily basis, I would put the color on the lid and then create the transition, but this is the proper way to do it. I guess there's no proper way, but to me this is a little bit of more of a proper way to do it. Now I'm going ahead with an even smaller brush, which is the Morphe 321. Then I'm going ahead back with my Morphe 433 that I had used that medium brown. I'm just going over the whole thing to make sure everything is nicely blended. Blending brush, which was the MAC 224 with that soft, with the first initial shade that I had used. Making sure there's no harsh lines anywhere. Then using a small, my Morphe 213, which is one of my favorite tiny brushes, I'm going to use it's like a pearly champagne-y color. And I'm just going to lighten the corner a tad bit, because this is how I like it. And I think we're almost done for the eyes. Any fallout that we have. And also kind of create a little bit of a corner cat eye. I'm going to use the Pink Orchid lid liner from Pink Orchid Studio. This is one of my favorite eyeliners. Here we go. So we're done with the liner. I'm going ahead with, I'm gonna be using the Gloomy Fabulous lashes. It's called the Beach Babe. I don't have the name on it because we're getting our boxes very soon. So this is a beautiful pair of lashes. It's full glam, and I'm going ahead with the Duo, which is one of my favorite Duo adhesive glue, eyelash glue. I got a pair of tweezers. I got a pair of tweezers from Quo. It's really nice. It's like an eyelash applicator, kind of like an eyelash applicator. So Okay, so I had to cut it a little bit shorter because I think it was a bit too big for me. For today's video, I'm going to use the NARS Radiant Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade Fiji. Again, I do tend to use 1 or 2 shades lighter because I just somehow make it work for myself. Going to take my damp beauty sponge. It's from Real Techniques, and then I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm gonna take my Tatch Dewy Skin Mist and spray my damp beauty blender, and I'm going to take my foundation. I'm just going to apply it all over. Then I'm gonna go ahead with the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer. You know, I had heard so much about this concealer, but I never really give it a shot. But I recently invested in one. I don't like the way it comes out of the tube, but oh well. This concealer is beautiful. It really does what it says. So once I really, and lately I've been kind of like, my foundation's been breaking on my nose. That's because I've been having a little bit of like a sinus problem, so I'm constantly blowing my nose, so I'm going to use whatever is remaining on the center of the forehead, the nose, and the chin. Also kind of like go ahead with the Chanel loose powder. It's called Natural Finish Loose Powder, and I will take quite a bit on the lid, and then I kind of go lightly. I don't press too hard to set my under eyes, because I find that when I press too hard, I actually create a lot of creasing myself, so I try not to do that. With the Morphe 438 brush, and I lightly dab a little bit more, just because this technique works better for me than the beauty blender. And then I go on the sides. I set my nose, because that's been a bit of a problematic area for me. The sides and the chin and the forehead, because I tend to frown quite a bit, so I do get lines over here. And again, I'm going to do this lightly because this tends to mattify me quite a bit, but because we're going with more of a like a dewier, glowy look, so I'm lightly going to set my foundation. What I've been using lately also for my under eye as a highlight smoothing powder is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in shade number 1, but for the rest of my face I use the shade number 2. So because I'm using this as a highlight powder, I'm going to take a little bit and just, what this does, it's a beautiful smoothing powder. It helps kind of highlight under the eyes at the same time it smooths out any kind of lines, and so it's been my favorite. Is the it's the Mineral Illuminating Powder by Laura Mercier. So I take a little bit of this. It's got a bit of a shimmer to it, and at the same time it's kind of like smoothing. So I use my beauty sponge, but obviously I'm not going to wet it. And when I dip it in that loose powder, you see how much I get, but obviously I'm going to tap it on my hand to remove any excess, and I just pounce it onto my skin. It definitely has a little bit of a shade to it. It's got a bit of a pinky undertone, but what I like about that is that it just kind of gives me color. And with my all-time favorite powder, which I use as a bronzer, is the MAC Studio Fix in NC45, and using my Morphe E3 brush, I'm going to bronze the face. Ever so slightly. It is a matte powder, but I like that it won't take away any of the glow that I have on my face. And if you ever feel that you've applied so much in a certain area, go back with your powder brush to make sure that you haven't like put too much. And whatever's left on the brush, I'm going to apply it on the jawline. And then I'm gonna go ahead with my all-time Sigma angled F84 brush, and I'll dip it in the same powder, the NC45 powder from MAC, just to kind of carve out the cheeks slightly more, because I want a little bit more of a contour than just a soft bronzing. And then whatever's left on my brush, I'm going to contour my nose. So whatever product I have on that brush, I'm going to contour my nose with. And then just to make sure that it's not too much, I'm going to go back with my powder brush. Okay. I don't do much with my brows, as I always say, but I might just kind of correct it slightly using, I have this MAC Quad palette. It's got different shades, but I go with the gray and the brown just slightly, and kind of define the top part of my brow and the corner, and then whatever's left I apply in the front of the brow. That just kind of defines it slightly, but I don't usually fill in my brows just because they don't need to be filled in. I just correct the top and the front a bit. I like to have that little bit of like a square look in the front of my brows. I'm done with the brows at this point. For highlight, what I'm going to do is use my Huda Beauty 3D highlight palette in Pink Sand Edition. Take my Morphe 510 highlight brush, spray it with the Tatch Dewy Skin Mist, just that much, and I combine the pink and the gold tone together, and then just Go crazy for highlight. I absolutely love how this looks, and whatever's left on my brush, I apply it on the chin and the upper lip area. Take a little bit more, and then the nose, and whatever's left I go on top of the brows. Like, these are the areas where light naturally hits your face, so you want to make sure you highlight those areas. I like my NARS Unlawful using my Morphe E4 brush. It's kind of like an angled kabuki powder brush, but so I'm going to, what I like about the NARS Unlawful is that it's got like shimmer kind of built within it. So when I like that dewy finish, it helps blend my highlight with the rest of the face and adds color. And for lips, I haven't really decided what I want yet, but I think I'm definitely going to go ahead with something new. But before I do that, I take my Morphe 502 brush, which is a tiny brush, and using the Huda Beauty palette, I'm going to highlight the corner of my eyes. Going ahead with my Morphe M43 flat definer brush, I'm going to use a bit of like an orangey color to use under in my under eyes. Usually I don't darken this area. I do like the warm tones, although, and I only bring it halfway. Using the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash with lower lashes. For lips, I'm going to line the lips using the MAC lip liner in Spice. My favorite nude lip, after obviously using another liner underneath or something, is the Milkshake Liquid Lips from Anastasia. I'm almost like I've finished it because I've used this a lot. I like using this when I define the lips with a darker liner. Just to hydrate the lips a little bit, I want to use this Nude Lust in 920 from Revlon. So this concludes the look for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it.